What's up everyone, welcome back to the channel and welcome to my brand new-ish car. And without further ado, here it is! No, not this one. Definitely not this one. Here it is. But let me get it out of here so I can show it to you in more detail. Yes, my friends, quite surprising to most of you that are used to my old M2, I have bought a 2019 Mini Cooper S. It has a 2-liter BMW engine, the B48. It has 192 horsepower. It's front-wheel drive. It's the 4-door model, and it has a 7-speed automatic transmission because this is my daily car. But as you're about to find out, it's gonna go through a lot of modifications. So let's jump into the car and let me tell you how I ended up buying such a car, because this wasn't really my first option. God, I love Minis. They look so cute from the outside, but when you drive one in this S trim or even the JCW one, they all of a sudden transform into these angry little pocket rockets. So Mini, I think this is the only car company that doesn't make a car that I don't like. I love them, but because of the quite high asking price for one, this wasn't really my first option. After selling my BMW M2, I knew I wanted something cheaper, but still fun to drive. Why cheaper? Well, I explained it in my other video, but it's basically because I drive press cars all the time and I simply can't afford to have an expensive car just sit around and me not drive it. Okay, so because I was searching for used cars, I've started looking at a variety of options. Hot hatchbacks, sedans, coupes, you name it. Everything except for SUVs, of course. I've looked at Audi S3s, Golf R32s, E46, BMWs E90s, a whole bunch of cars. But the problem in Sweden when searching for performance or fast sports cars is the fact that there's a lot of scammers, unfortunately. I've seen around 10 cars in a matter of weeks all around Sweden, not just in the Stockholm area where I live. A couple of them were crashed and badly put back together. A few of them had rust, and basically all of them had really bad maintained exteriors. They had stone chips, dents in the paintwork, really bad scratches everywhere, and some of them look like they haven't been washed like ever. And I don't know about you, but whenever I go and see a used car and the owner didn't even really bother to wash it or properly take care of the exterior, that raises a big red flag for me, because if he couldn't be bothered to even wash the car, I highly doubt he could be bothered to properly maintain it and service it. So after a couple of months I kind of gave up, and while I was browsing Facebook I saw the ad of this car, and coincidence or not, this car was sold by my friends at Bavaria Stockholm, the people that lent me the M5, the M550i, the 3 Series, the X5, the Z4, and also they're the ones that sold me my first 3 Series and the M2, of course. So long story short, I went there, saw the car, loved it, got a great deal, ended up buying it the same day. And because this car was 6 months old when I bought it, depreciation had already set in, so it was quite a good price for what is basically almost a brand new car. Okay, so enough for the boring part. What are my plans with this car? Well, I plan to do a lot of things on it, and actually the wheels have already arrived at my house. I just got an email like 10 minutes ago. I've bought a set of 18-inch light wheel alloys, which I really love, and I've been wanting to get for quite a while now to put on one of my cars. I've stuck with 18-inch wheels because the ride is pretty stiff to begin with. That's how Minis are set up from factory, and I didn't want to ruin the ride completely, especially considering that I'm also looking into lowering the car. And speaking about that, I'm now trying to decide between the Eibach and the H&R lowering springs for the Mini. I'd like to go for the latter just because they offer a bigger drop in ride height, but I've also heard that the Eibachs don't really ruin the ride quality at all, but they only offer a 25mm drop compared to the 30 that the H&R do. So decisions. At the moment I'm looking at various exhaust options I have because this car needs to be louder. It's just too quiet now, and I've heard Minis with aftermarket exhausts that sound absolutely awesome. So make sure you're subscribed if you want to see what else I have planned for this car in the future, because it's quite a lot tuning wise. And beside that, I've also filmed a quick walk around of the specs of my new Mini Cooper S, so stick around if you want to see more details about this car. But that's been it for today's video, my friends. I really hope you've enjoyed it. Please give it a thumbs up if you have, and please make sure you're subscribed because I have a lot of plans for this car and I just can't wait to get started. And until next time, take good care of yourselves and I'll see you around.